And this is £50,000 worth of fencing.
One of the aspects that gives me hope is the reintroduction of beavers and how these beavers help climate resilience. Matt has taken me inside the beaver pen at Knepp.
Basically everything you're seeing has been done by the beavers. So all the felling of trees, of course, beavers are famous for that, but most importantly the creation of the water. They're felling the trees to dam the water, slow it down, create more pools, which is where they live, and in the process you get more dead wood, you get more light coming in, you've got more diverse flow of water, and just simply more water being held back on the land. So this is why we celebrate these animals, basically. They're incredible.
My project is called Nature for People.
Yeah.
Why is helping the beavers, giving them a habitat to do their thing in, why is that good for us?
Yeah, I mean, great question. We have this term ecosystem services, which is kind of quite a clunky way of saying the way in which nature benefits us. So the things that the natural world, when it is healthy and functioning, does that benefits humans. So that is things like, for example, beavers will help filter water. So it's proven that downstream of where beavers are active and damming a watercourse, the water comes through cleaner the other side. Basically, it's being filtered as it goes through the dams. You've also got less flash flooding. So where the water's being held back by the dams, each time that happens, it's slowing that flow of water. So you just do not get the massive flooding events as much as you would without the beaver dams. And then conversely here, we've just had the driest, one of the driest springs and summers for decades in the south of England. And yet there's still standing water here, you know, in a lot of this enclosure, and even outside the enclosure where it's spilling out, you've got very wet ground. So of course, you know, from the perspective of plants growing, farmers, there are farmers where there are beavers in the West Country in England who are actually benefiting from the fact that their land is simply wetter at the driest time of year. So there's all of these things they're bringing about, and quite simply just that wonder of being in a sort of beaver landscape. People get really excited when they come in here. You sort of sense that change of you've gone into some really special different landscape because something is here that is not currently in the wider landscape of Sussex.
Hang on, Matt. In the news, we've got droughts causing terrible economic and social damage, floods causing great human pain, economic damage. If beavers can counteract that, why have we fenced them in? And why aren't we giving them romantic music saying make some more families and get out there?
It's a great, yeah, absolutely. It's a totally valid point. We've been stuck in a kind of a legislative limbo for quite a long time. Beavers were only given sort of proper protected native status again in Britain about 3 years ago. It's just really slow. All of these things, particularly I think in the UK, we're an island, of course, off the coast of mainland Europe. It just seems to be everything takes a very long time. We're very cautious, we're very conservative. Things that are absent, there's a sort of tendency to think, oh, well, they must be gone for a reason. Why are we wanting to bring them back? You know, better the devil you know, I suppose. A lot of people think, look, we'll just manage, we'll cope with how things are. When we start bringing in a wild animal that wasn't here for hundreds of years, there's all of this sort of anxiety around, oh, but it might cause lots of problems. But you're absolutely right, is that the net benefit of having beavers, everything they do here that we've seen at Knepp and in every other part of Europe where there are beavers, they are bringing about these amazing changes. And yeah, I think we're spending something like 2 billion on flood mitigation in Britain now a year. Beavers will help, you know, they are a crucial ally.